Hello, hello, continuous liners. This is Meagan Burns coming to you live from the streets of San Miguel de Allende, Guanajuato, Mexico. First sip of the coffee of the day. Yes, hi everyone. How are we all doing? Good Thursday morning to you. I'm here. The thing about San Miguel de Allende is they don't have a lot of like outdoor cafes. Everything's on the street, right? It's either inside or on the street. So it's going to be tricky for me to, hey, I know that guy. Edgar! It's going to be tricky for me to do live streams out in cafes because they're usually inside with music playing loudly, or they're out on the streets with buses and Edgar going by every 2 minutes. But that's okay. That's not going to stop me because this is why I do the continuous line. It's a whole practice of, in the sea of chaos, how do you find your line? In the sea of circus and traffic and people and mercados and parades and clowns and whatever else, how do you center yourself and get to your line, right? This is why I do what I do with my continuous line warm-up book, which I have right here. I'm going to get myself a fresh sheet of paper here. It's just copy paper. I use copy paper and my ballpoint pen because I don't like to use expensive supplies when I'm doing this part of it. You know why? Because that builds resentment. It builds resentment if you start using pricey materials for line warm-ups, because me personally, I go through a lot of them. I do a lot of line warm-ups, and if I have a hard time using good paper for my good watercolors, but I say this, I think I say this every 6 months. I'm going to start to change that. I'm going to start to use good paper because by golly, I'm worth it. I'm worth it. And, you know, I mean, I'm worth it in the sense that I'm at a stage in my illustration career that usually when I do a sketch, más o menos, it kind of comes out good, right? Or if I wreck a sketch, I have techniques and things that I can do to rescue or save, or I have a lighter that I can just start it on fire and burn it, right? So it would only behoove me to use good paper, right? And I mean, I've watched other people go through the paper emotional roller coaster, and I am no exception to that. I mean, I have been struggling with using, I mean, I do a lot of drawings, right? And do I want to use like $1 million paper for each drawing I do? No, I don't. But I probably should be using it a bit more than I am. And what's so funny is I actually have good paper. I have the good paper, and I look at it and go, oh, well, I'll use that when I'm going to do something good, right? Like I still have that messaging in my head. I'll save that for something special. And honestly, it's ridiculous because I am ridiculous. And that whole emotional thing of being an artist, right? There's a lot of emotions that come into play. There's a lot of like self-worth internal conversations, right? I don't think I'm alone in that. I mean, I think historically artists have always kind of been given a bum rap, like, oh, you think you're an artist, huh? Isn't that adorable? Oh, how cute. She's the one that does those cute little drawings, doesn't she? Oh, yeah. That's right. I've seen your cute little drawings, huh? And, you know, cute little drawings, there's a lot of like practice time behind them, right? And I don't think they're just cute. Yes, my drawings are cute for sure, but they're also highly skilled, right? They're highly skilled, and I at a place where I can say that about my drawings because, first of all, I put in a lot of time. You know, I kind of looked into that whole, what is it, 10,000 hours, right? And then you become an expert. You know, I plan on doing more than 10,000 hours, right? That's a good start, 10,000 hours, right? But I do put a lot of practice into my lines. I never leave home without my sketchbook. I am at a place where I'm seeking out events and situations where there's movement, where there's energy, to try to draw that. And that's no small potatoes to do that because, you know, it's one thing to draw in a cafe, right? This one's a little chaotic because I'm right on the highway. And I'm not knocking sitting in a cafe and drawing, because I've spent a good part of my life doing that and drawn coffee cups, and I will continue to draw coffee cups. And I'm like, even this continuous line warm up, I'm very clear that it's like we're not drawing anything right now. The whole point is just to, first of all, rev up your continuous line motor. And by doing these drawing exercises where we're not drawing anything, it builds stamina and it builds line confidence and line strength, right? So like, here's just me yakking away, drinking my coffee, looking at who's driving by, see if I know. Do I know you? Some of them I do know, right? I'm right here next to Mercado Sano, and we got dump trucks coming by, we got buses going by. I'm hoping that you can't hear that too much through the live stream. But anyways, I'm in the sea of chaos right now. And so the first thing I do is I draw nothing. I draw... How dare you? It's good time for a sip of my coffee. So the first thing we do is we draw nothing, right? And by drawing nothing, it gives your ego an opportunity to sit this one out and go have a smoke, right? Because your ego doesn't have to be like, oh, look, you think you're going to draw a little doggy? Well, that doesn't look like a dog. It looks like bless you, it looks like a donkey, right? And what's wrong with drawing a donkey, right? If you start drawing drawing a dog and it becomes a donkey, no shame in that. So anyways, that's how the ego gets involved. Uh-oh, here comes a breeze. I think my whole deal is about to flip over. Okay, there we go. Oh, it got very breezy all of a sudden. All the umbrellas are clanking. So if you start out drawing things, your ego jumps in and says, you're not very good at this, are you? You haven't been doing this very long, have you? You don't really practice that much. You actually draw like that in public? People, you're going to share that with someone? Right, so by drawing nothing, by just drawing the lines, it's an opportunity to build strength between the eye-hand coordination, right? So that's what I try to do each morning. Usually I get to it. Sometimes I don't. It's not the end of the world if you don't. But if you're serious about wanting to be able to draw, and maybe you're not nuts like me where you want to draw every day. Maybe you just like to draw once a week. Or, when you get together with your local Urban Sketchers chapter. Speaking of which, my local Urban Sketchers chapter, we went out to the goat farm yesterday, and it was absolutely, oh my God, that dog looks totally like oh no, here comes a guitar guy. 2 guitar guys. Oh my God, I hope you can't hear that. So we went to the goat farm, and it was hilarious to sketch the goats, right? Not easy to sketch goats because they're all running around. Actually, they don't go Christina told me they go mwah, ha, 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 mwah, ha, ha. They say mwah, not ba. Oh my God, now they're singing too. Ugh. Hopefully you can't hear it. Here, I'll let you see them. Can you see them? Because why not? There they are. There's the guys singing. In case you can hear the guitaristas. Not the most ideal thing when I'm doing a live stream to have mariachis and rancheros and musicians. But you know what? This is why I live in Mexico, because it's very exciting. Life is lived out in the streets in Mexico. The musicians are out here. And honestly, Mexicans, I see, they have they have regard and respect for their street musicians and street vendors and street artists. Being from America, I have seen a lot of times in America where a lot of people just don't even acknowledge. They don't see street people. They don't see them, right? You don't acknowledge them and you don't look at them, let alone assist them, right? I mean, I'm from America. That's what happens, generally speaking. Not everyone, right? I noticed it a lot in Mexico City where, there's a lot of children selling things and, people who are underprivileged. They're trying to, make a few coins. And generally speaking, Mexicans are, they acknowledge, they look, and they'll maybe give a coin or two. And they also give food to the children, like mothers, women especially. I noticed in Mexico City, a lot of Mexican women give tacos, give food, give something other than candy to the kids walking around selling chiclets and stuff like that. And I have great regard for that. I think that's a beautiful thing, right? Like, it's annoying right now that they're singing and playing guitars as I'm trying to do my thing. But hey, that's their shtick and this is my shtick, and we can coexist together, right? And this is why I do the continuous line, kind of bringing it back to my deal. It's like, how do you find your center? How do you keep drawing in the face of like guitarristas, or in the face of like the world ending, or the face of like America turning into fascism, right? Like, how do you find your center in all this, right? Like, if you're worried about things, and who isn't a little worried about things? I mean, whether it's like right in your personal sphere or in the sphere of the universe, right? How can you not be a little concerned about what's happening out there in the world, right? So what are you doing to sort of help yourself get calm, get centered, right? I personally, I like to do other things. I like to ride a bike. I like to draw. And what else do I like to walk, but walking is not nearly as exciting as riding a bike. Oh my God, they're getting louder. Can you hear that? There they are. I'm going to let you see them. And I don't know if you can hear them on my microphone, but it's not too blaringly loud, right? So I got guitaristas, I got buses, I got dump trucks going by, I got people going by who are looking at me as I draw. They're like, oh my God, what's that crazy person doing, right? So how do you get outside of yourself, and when all the outside influences are trying to rile you and tell you you're not an artist, you're not very good at what you do, and why are you even bothering, right? I mean, I say that sort of jokingly, but I also know a lot of people struggle with that, especially when they get started, right? Like, oh my God, who are you to think you have the luxury of taking time to draw, right? I remember my mom, who was an artist, she was always kind of like, oh, how nice, how nice, that you're able to find time to do some arts, right? She kind of had that. My mom was a really good artist, and she had that attitude of like, only after everyone else has been served and well taken care of and fed, and after everyone has what they need and everything's taken care of, then if I have a shred of energy, I'll do my art, right? And it was really after my mom retired that she really got to do more of her things. And she was an award-winning quilter, right? Which is it's what they do up there in the Midwest. And beautiful quilts. And it was very funny to watch my mom do her quilts, because she was eagle-eye precision with her scissors and with her stitching. And she used to drink beer and smoke cigarettes the whole time while she was quilting. And I mean, I have a beer and I've got the jitters for a week. I've never been a beer drinker. And I would watch my mom she'd drink a pot of coffee and then go right to beer and smoking, right? And she could do the most precise, even painting eyeballs, she was the most precise. I couldn't believe it. That she never had the shakes and she never had anything. Yeah, I'm very sensitive. I have a cup of coffee and I'm jittery till 4 p.m. But we all have our own energy, right? So, and I see that, like, my lines are jittery. And something I want to focus, and I love my jittery lines, but something I want to start doing is I want to focus on having stronger lines, right? Like a heavier, strong, like I have line confidence, but I really want to build on that now. I'm in a new chapter of my drawing. I'm in a new chapter of my career. I'm back in San Miguel de Allende. What? And so I'm in a new chapter, and so I'm going to take my art to a new level, right? I'm taking some drawing lessons here in town, with a guy that I used to take classes with him 1,000 years ago, and now I'm going back. I know how to draw, but you know what? I want to keep learning. I want to keep taking lessons. I want to use my time here in San Miguel de... I'm not even about San Miguel de Allende. I want to use my time in this world as my university, right? I never want to stop learning. I never want to stop practicing. I want to keep making art until the day I die, right? And it's not like, oh, I have to keep getting better and better and better, and I have to keep getting better. It's more like I just want to, I want to draw the world, right? And so how am I going to draw the world? Well, I have to be prepared to draw the world. And so what does that mean? I have to practice. And so the first step is practicing like calisthenics, right? Just like letting my arm and hand and eye be accustomed to the long line. Right? Got very quiet here. Everyone's gone. That's just all of a sudden got really quiet here. Even the guitaristas left. So, what did I say? Oh yeah, this is conditioning myself for the long line, right? Because honestly, most people are not even accustomed to drawing long lines anymore, right? And even the art of cursive writing, that is absolutely a dying art, right? Like, I had a meeting with a guy yesterday, and he told me that his kids don't know how to read cursive writing. And I was like, what? I mean, I know that they're not teaching it in schools, but the fact that the kids couldn't read it because it's like a foreign language, right? What is that all about? That means it's a dying art, right? Because no one's writing anymore. We're all typing on our phones and keyboards and whatnot, right? So more than likely your hand is not conditioned to just keep moving on the page, right? So the first part is this continuous line drawing where we're not drawing anything on the page, and then we move to continuous line patterns, because then you start to get over yourself. The continuous line patterns are like, okay, I gotta draw this coffee cup and I hate it and it makes me feel like a loser. Who cares? Move on to the next one. Draw that next coffee cup, all in one line. One coffee cup, go to the next coffee cup. Oh, I like that one better. I feel pretty good about myself. I think I'm a success in life. Let me go on to the next one. Oh my God, this one is really bad too. I don't know if I should end my life right now because this coffee cup is so what? Go on to the next one. Okay, this one's a little bit better. I would actually drink that coffee cup. Let's go on to the next one. Oh, this one's even better. My mother used to have this coffee cup on her china cabinet, right? So the pattern, continuous line pattern making, is a way of getting over your ego, is a way of detaching from that critical mind of like, you're not very good at this, right? And so as you get conditioned to like, just keep doing more, just keep doing the next one, just keep going, don't stop, don't overthink, don't think, oh my God, this goat that I drew is like horrendous. There's the National Guard with all their rifles. And the broccoli guys right behind them. So the pattern making is a way to get over yourselves, right? Is a way to let your ego, because your ego is going to get involved, right? But you just keep pushing it aside. I'm busy, I'm doing my thing. Just get out of my way, get out of my way, get out of my way, right? And then we go on to like sketching things. The coffee cup, the Boston fern, the light ball, the guy on the motorcycle, right? Foreground, middle ground, background, and you draw it all connected. Foreground, middle ground, background. And the more you do that, the better you feel. Because you get, with continuous line, you get good results. Even if it's not accurate. And you know what? No one cares if it's accurate. Honestly, I mean, the more I spend time in, I've been an urban sketcher for a while, many years, right? And I'm part of the admin. I started it here in San Miguel in 2016. And, so I've been an urban sketcher for almost 10 years. And the thing about, I love being an urban sketcher. I love being out there sketching on location. But what I don't like is this, like, desire to be super accurate and super tight. Like, everyone, and I'm not going to say that. Generally speaking, drawings are super tight and there's a lot of fear because everyone's afraid to draw something wrong. Right now, as people get more skilled in urban sketching, you get a little bit more expressive with it. But generally speaking, this whole urban, I appreciate the urban sketching movement, but it really kind of pounds into your head that you got to draw the thing accurately and not, don't. I've had, even when I went to Ireland, one of the urban sketchers said, yeah, no, that's not an urban sketch because you put a duck in the street. And I was like, well, maybe there was a duck in the street, right? I am an urban sketcher, and I can draw the building and the Mercado and the motorcycle. I can draw it all in front of me, but I like the ability to just have some creative expression, right? And I feel like the more time I spend around urban sketching, the more I want to just do my own thing, which is the continuous line storytelling, because while it may be the thing that's in front of me, it's open to interpretation and open to more creative expression, and not necessarily always. It's not like I only draw continuous line. I like continuous line because it helps build skill, but I don't do everything in continuous line because, first of all, it's not necessary. It's a fun challenge sometimes, but honestly, I feel much more attuned and aligned with just drawing my world, right? Drawing the things around me, and it's reportage and it's urban sketching, but without all the rules and like manifestos and policing. There's a lot of urban sketching policing, which drives me crazy, which is why I pull away from it more and more, because they can have their whole policing community, and that's fine, but that's why I like more and more just to have my own community where it's more creative expression. It's continuous line storytelling, right? So it's not like what do I see a lot of? Ninjas. There's a lot of the manga, ninja, animate, like AI kind of makes things confusing these days, right? So, oh my God, look at all those dogs. So anyways, this is my opinion of things. It doesn't mean it's right. It doesn't mean it's wrong. But as someone who's building a drawing community, I like the urban sketching thing, but these are not their rules are not what we're doing in the continuous line. I go out urban sketching with urban sketchers, and I will always just do my thing, just like everyone else should do their own thing, right? Everyone do their own thing and no policing, right? That's what I believe. Creative expression, right? So anyways, I feel like a continuous line practice helps people be more expressive and also quicker, right? I know quick isn't the goal of a drawing practice, but honestly, for me, it's a nice benefit because then I draw the thing and then I go have lunch or whatever. I'm back here in San Miguel, so I have a lot more social connections, right? So already my calendar is filling up, and I'm totally grateful for that, but I also like to be in the bunker and be at home, so I'm going to have to sort of like slow that whole roll down, right? Because I like being home and I like working on my own, but totally grateful to be back here in San Miguel. So anyways, I am coming to the end of look at this beautiful, I just want to take a moment to, I've been doing this continuous line warm-up for a couple years now, and sometimes I forget, but I just want to take a moment to acknowledge the energy in the lines, right? This is what I'm talking about. They're not straight lines. There's collisions, there's jerks, there's stopping to take a sip of coffee, there's stopping to laugh, stopping to cry, stopping to pet a dog, although I didn't have any dogs around here to pet. But, my lines reflect the energy of my day and my energy, and so maybe I'm jittery, maybe I'm tired, maybe I'm trying to talk to someone, whatever it is. They're not straight and they're not perfect, and there's collisions, and they're extremely energetic, right? But look at the energy in that. Can you feel that? As you start to do these, I want you to look at your own lines and just see if you can see the energy in your lines. Like, some people may not see that at first and may not understand that concept, but as you get into doing it and as you start drawing and you start seeing energy in your drawings, because honestly, that's one of the biggest things I hear when people come to my workshops, when people sign up. I just don't have a lot of life in my drawings. I want it to be looser. I want it to be fresher. I want it to be more expressive. The continuous line warm-ups and practice will help you be more expressive in your lines. I've seen almost everyone who's part of the continuous line community has expressive drawings. They have energy in their drawings. They have life in their drawings, whether they're drawing a flower, whether they're drawing a dog, whether they're drawing a whole urban sketching street scene, whether they're doing a self-portrait. Whatever it is they're doing with a continuous line practice, I have seen everyone become more skilled and more expressive. And honestly, there's no greater satisfaction. I mean, I'm super proud of that. I'm super proud of the work that everyone in the community is doing, the results they're getting from their drawings, the way they're able to tell their stories, whether it's, what they see while they're having coffee, what they see when they're sitting in a park, what they see when they're waiting at the doctor's office, what they see when they're sitting in a cafe, what they see while they're hanging out with their grandkids, whatever it is, right? Whatever their storytelling thing is, it all matters, and it's all really cool to see in a drawing format, right? So I'm just going to finish big with one heart as a reminder to go easy on myself and easy on others. Just got super windy here. So I got to scoot back to my house and get ready for my Zoom class, the Zoom continuous line Zoom drawing class, and then I'm heading out to the rancho. It's cattle inventory day. They break it up into different, because they have to go out and get the cows, and that takes a long time. So I'm right after Zoom class, I'm headed out to the Cañada for cattle inventory. So I'll be taking photos of cows and posting photos of cows. And it's funny, I don't make my people draw many cows, right? Honestly, when I go out there, I'm working, and I don't want to be, I don't want to look inappropriate with the guys that are working, because they're like cowboys, right? And if I'm standing there drawing, they're going to look at me like, oh, look at her. It's sort of like my mother's words, right? Oh, how nice. And I'm not even saying the cowboys are saying this at all. I'm projecting. But it's sort of a feeling of like everyone's working, and if I'm standing there drawing, I look like the privileged gringa. And I don't want to look like the privileged gringo, right? But, maybe that's just my own fears, right? Go easy on myself. I'm going to go easy on the Cowboys because they haven't said a word about it. And I go easy on myself, right? Just getting over it, because really nobody cares. Honestly, nobody cares. I mean, really, the Cowboys out there taking care of the cows, they wouldn't honestly care if I was drawing. I mean, they may go, oh, privilege, right? I don't want that. But honestly, they wouldn't care, because honestly, they're not really thinking about me because they don't care. Although some of them, they call me Senora Facebook, right? Because I take pictures for social media, and so a few of them have called me Senora Facebook, which I don't mind, right? Anyways, finishing big with a heart. One big heart there. Have a great day, everyone. It's Thursday, March 7th. We're cruising through March. Looking forward to seeing more of your stories, your continuous line stories, and go easy on yourself and go easy on others. Okay, everyone. Have a great day. See you next time. Bye.